Good morning. Today is Monday, July 29th, 2024, and want to talk about a few things pecan related, observations around the orchard. Haven't had a lot to say. We've had a lot of dry weather. We see some nut drop here. Normally I'll carry around a pair of shears and I'll cut those open just to look, but I pretty much know that those are nuts that are not developing. We're underneath a Pawnee tree here. It's been very dry. Scab treatments have, in my estimation and talking to another grower, not really been needed. Leaf scab non-existent, and we're just starting to get on some of these a little bit of scab. One problem that I did see with the change in the weather. So here's a Pawnee with enough scab that nut might not develop. Now this is an insect problem. I think it has a new name. It used to be called gypsy moths, but we saw gypsy moths on this yesterday, and I've noticed a lot of leaf feeding on my trees, so we did spray yesterday for June beetles. And it looks like the pesticide applied was effective here for gypsy moth caterpillars. In years past for gypsy moths, they've been isolated in clusters, and I'll just go out with a homemade torch and burn. But we had to spray. The pesticide that I applied is also good for pecan weevil. I suspect it's a touch early for pecan weevil, but after having tons of dry weather and then moving on for wet, it is the ideal time for weevils to emerge from the ground. This is a Sumner tree. These nuts will finish out about the same size as Pawnee. They're a little bit, they're my latest nut to mature, and there is almost no scab on the Sumner nuts. This is a very nice tree for homeowner use. It seems to be a consistent producer for me, although I don't keep crop records for individual varieties and harvest. Moving on, we've got Gloria Grande. These trees were planted a little bit later. Gloria Grande, also non-existent scab. So this Gloria Grande tree is, in my estimation, favorable for homeowner. In this younger area here, half of these are Kanza, and it's exciting as I was spraying yesterday, getting close to the trees, to see how many nuts are coming on trees that I planted from seed and starting to develop. So I'll get a couple pounds of Kanza from here, which will be new for me this year. Couple other trees here to show you. So here's another one of those Kanzas. Large nut cluster there. A little bit of leaf scab. And maybe a touch of scab here and there on the Kanza. This tree's wide open and airy. We've had a dry year. This might not be representative of what the tree will finish up at. But another Kanza. So nut scab at this stage on Kanza is very favorable. So this was one of the trees I really wanted to focus on. And here we see devastation of the foliage. I don't know the economic threshold for treating, but we grow figs, and I've seen a lot of green June beetles on the figs. And so when I was out scouting yesterday, I noticed a lot of this, and so I was worried. I have some time commitments for the next few days. I couldn't follow along all that well, and so we see here a lot of leaf feeding. On trees that I'm working to get established, I worry about all of the leaves being eaten up. And on trees that are making nuts, I worry about the young trees. I worry because they're trying to get established. The leaves are producing, I believe it's carbohydrate, and helps the tree survive the winter. I want them going into winter with good stores. Here's another Pawnee. So, as far as scab observations, we've got very low levels of scab. End of July in eastern North Carolina. Low levels of scab on Sumner, Gloria Grande, Kansas, and definite scab present on Pawnee. This makes the Pawnee a little bit of a challenge for a homeowner to get nuts from, although we've been fortunate so far with dryness. Now we're super wet, but the past couple weeks, within a few miles of here, we've had between 12 and 20 inches of rain, depending upon where you live. So it looks like Pawnee crop will be good. I'm already starting to think about fighting off squirrels because they're going to come in. Of course, we're going to want to travel, so I'll have to set up my traps early. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps with understanding of scab and a little bit of scouting for pests of pecan leaves.